Hi guys, so today we'll be looking at ArcGIS Online again and how to create a map that will show the following. Population data for your festival's target demographic, the festival's location, public transport pickup and drop-off zones, and travel routes. So let's get into it. I've opened up ArcGIS Online and I'm already logged in and I have opened a new map. The first thing I want to do, like always, is just redefine the map extent to my focus area. So we know that we're looking at a festival on the Sunshine Coast. So I've just put that in the search bar, and whilst I'm at it, I'm also going to change the base map from a topographic base map to a satellite imagery one, just so I can see what land cover and land use looks like as I move around the screen. Now, the first job I want to do, or that I mentioned we were going to do, is we're going to add some population data. So if we head up to add, and we search for layers. And underneath here, we're going to change it from My Content to ArcGIS Online. And that searches over 10,000 layers and what has been made publicly available. And I know that there's a couple of really good population layers in here. So if we type in population Queensland and hit enter to search, we can see that we've got a couple of good ones here. Now, I'm going to choose this light blue one, population by age and sex in Queensland by statistical area 1. This is from the 2016 ABS data, the Australian Bureau of Statistics. I'm going to add that to the map. From here, I'm going to go to details and content, and I can see that layer is now on my map. At the moment, it's just showing as light blue, and we want to change that a little bit so that we can essentially gain meaning or insight from this. So if we click on the title, see that there's a number of tools. We want to click on the change style tool, and we need to decide. So in this data set just here, we can see that I can grab population by female through these different age brackets. I can also do it through male and all of the age brackets, or I can just grab both male and female combined in these age brackets. Now, if we think about Justin Bieber in particular, and I know that most likely your teachers would have talked to you about this and you would have had a class discussion about it, but his population, his target audience is largely 15 to 24-year-olds. So we're going to click on that, and we want to see total population, not just male or female. We're going to click on that and see what it looks like on the map. Now, at the moment, it's changed it to a counts and amounts size. We're actually after counts and amounts color, because that will create a choropleth for us, as you can see here. Now I can go into options. I can add extra classes if I want to. Today I'm not going to, but I could set these classes. I'm going to untick that, but I can change my symbology too. So if I want to change to a different color, I can do that. If you decide to choose something like where the light is at the top, for instance, we need to make sure we invert that color, because the larger our value, the deeper the color should be. We just need to make sure you make those changes if you do change the color. Hit OK, and hit done to lock that in. And now I need to also change my title, because it's no longer showing population by age and sex. In Queensland by SA1, we've specified something specific. So we're going to call it population between 0 to, sorry, no, it wasn't 0. It was 15 to 24 years. SA1 will do for today. And while I'm at it, I might also just show you that we can, through these 3 dots, also play with the transparency. So if I want to see those colors a little bit stronger, I should make the slider go down towards the opaque, and the further I go to transparent, the more see-through they are. So I'm going to sit at about 25%, but I can always edit that whenever I need to. Now we'll come back to this population data in just a second, but before we go on with it, we want to actually also add our festival location. So if we head up to, and this is, I guess, step 2 of our 4 dot points today. We head up to our search bar again and we type in the address, which is on your assessment task sheets, 101 Kiamba Road, Kiamba. We hit that in, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit just for some perspective, maybe a bit further in. We can see the smiley face set of trees that we're familiar with, and this is site B and site A over to the right. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to add this as a location by adding a map node. I'm going to change the title and call it Festival Location, create that, and then I'm going to grab a stick pin and I'm just going to place it in the middle of the property, but if you've chosen a site, you can get a bit more specific and actually put it on site B or site A as well. I'm just going to put it in the middle. Now, whilst I'm at it, I'll change the symbol just to something a little bit clearer as well. I can change the size to just so that if I zoom out, if I return to Sunshine Coast, for instance, I can see that really clearly too. All right, we'll come back to the festival location. If I turn my population data on, what we see here, if I head over to the legend, is that the darker the color, the higher the concentration of 15 to 24-year-olds living in that specific area. Now, one of your jobs as a student is to decide on pick-up and drop-off zones for public transport to and from our festival site. I'll turn that festival site back on just so we can see it as we're looking at it. And if we think about the demographic as well, we know that 15 to 24-year-olds is a good amount of them that will also not have their licenses, or they might be on restricted licenses like a P plate and can't necessarily drive all their friends home after a certain time of night after the concert. So public transport's a really good option to shuttle people to and from. And your job is to essentially find 3 places along the Sunshine Coast as a whole as to where these bus pickup and drop off zones would be most appropriate. Now we'll do one as I guess an example together today in this video. We'll start with Nambour. We can see that Nambour, Highworth, Coas Creek, Woombye, this kind of area has a bit of a darker concentration here, a higher concentration of 15 to 24-year-olds. So it seems like Nambour is a really great place to establish one drop-off and pick-up zone. Your job will be to find 3 others, but we're going to focus on Nambour in this video. So I'm actually going to zoom in on Nambour. We can see that that dark color is still there around there. And just based on my local knowledge of the area, I would suggest that perhaps a great place for a pickup zone would be Nambour Station, the train station. Now I'm going to turn the population data off for a second because I don't need it while I'm looking at this. If we zoom a bit closer into the train station, we can see that it offers some great, I guess, benefits if we were to put a pickup and drop off zone here. First of all, the train station itself allows visitors from Brisbane, Gympie, Toowoomba, etc. to catch a train from those cities or towns to here and then hops immediately on a bus that takes them out to the festival. The second really good reason for choosing somewhere like this is it's a central point in the local community and it has a really great amount of car parking that can be utilised as safe and secure parking for those that decide to drive to this location and then catch a bus to the concert from there, or to the festival from there, sorry. So I'm going to add this as my first drop-off pickup zone. I'm going to go back to add, I'm going to add a map note. I'm going to change this to Nambour Station. and hit create. Grab a stick pin, and I'm just going to kind of plonk it. I think this is the actual station, but I'm going to plonk it kind of in the middle of it all again. I'm going to change my symbol as well, just to a red pin, just for the sake of time, but you can go looking for something if you would like something a bit more appropriate. Now I'm just going to close that. What we have here now, if I zoom right back out again, is I can see one drop-off and pickup zone and a festival location. So we've done the first step, the second step, and the third step. Now we need to establish a travel route as well. That's really simple with ArcGIS Online. If I click on Nambour Station, and I click the 3 dots, I can, if we go down the bottom here, I can see route to all features. If I click on that, I should be able to, it's found the starting point on our actual pin, and then I'm just going to plug in the festival address again, Yamba Road. And I'm going to leave it as driving time, because even if we're in a bus, it's the same thing. And I'm going to hit get direction. Actually, I don't need get directions. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to save this as a route to my map. So route 1, Nambour to Festival. Save. It's just taking a little moment. And there it is. If I head back to details now, I can see that that route has been added to my map. So your job will be to go, if I zoom back out for the Sunny Coast as a whole, your job would be to look at the population data and decide on 3 different places, not just 3 different regions, but specific locations in those regions that would be suitable for establishing bus pickup and drop-off zones. And you'll need to make sure that you have good reasons why when you go to justify those decisions in your field report. That's all today. Make sure as a last step you do save your map, and you save it frequently as you go, as you never know if the internet will cut out or something like that. It's better to be safe than sorry. Thanks, guys.